Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be here, glad to have you here. A lot of stuff going on in the market today, and in anticipation of what's going to happen this week with the Fed and the raising of the interest rate. So a lot of this can affect what's going on in our portfolios. Hopefully you had an opportunity to look at the most recent video about how to maximize profits in your portfolios. First off, if you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Please let me know. You don't have to tell me where you're tuning in from, but just that you can hear me. So let me know. Maple Sugar Snacking Bacon is calling your name. Wow. I'm not sure I want to take that. Let me move this over, and now I've got the chat for both YouTube and for Facebook. So I want to hear from both of you guys. Let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. So in anticipation, this is going to be a big week. We're going to have a focus today on the stocks that we're going to look at and if they are going to be things that we really want to get into or not. So we're going to look at the effect of what the interest rates are going to have on stocks. And a lot of the stocks that I'm going to point out today are going to be stocks that you're going to have to make a decision on. Do you want to take these stocks in the current market's conditions, or do you want to wait? And again, tomorrow's 6 p.m. video on YouTube will be in line with that, and how inflation, and not actually inflation, but how the interest rates affect us individually in our investing. And I think that that's going to be a very important video that you guys may not want to miss. So let's go look at what's going on in the market today. All of the major indices are down. We know that the VIX is up, so we're going to be susceptible to big swings in the market. Up in the morning, down in the afternoon, or down in the morning and up in the afternoon. High VIX, high volatility on the S&P 500 will dictate big swings in the market. So as soon as you take your eye off of what's going on and you blink, something's going to happen. And so we've got to pay really close attention to what's going on. Looking at today's market activity, you can see that we definitely have more stocks going down than going up. And understanding that the market's direction affects about 80% of the stocks in the market. Random Dave, let's go take a look. I'm going to see if I have time. If I can get through everything today, I will look at some of your stocks. How about that, Random Dave? All right, so let's get rocking and rolling on that. That's what the market looks like today. Hopefully you had an opportunity to take a look at the short. Did you put it up yet, Joey? Joey? He walked away. How about that? Well, I did put up a market short about what's going on in the market in anticipation of the Fed rate hike. All right, let's start getting into some news that I've got. We'll pay attention there. Where is it at? And we're going to start off right here. 10-year yields highest since 2011 before expected Fed rate hike. Hold on, let me go put on my web view. There we go. All right, so with that being said, there's a lot of fear in the market. 10-year yields highest since 2011 before expected rate hike. Let's go down. There was something that I saw here specifically. There we go. It also made it more likely that the Fed will hike rates by another 75 basis points. I ask this question every week. I still want to see what you think. How many people out there feel that the Fed is going to go higher than 75 basis points? You know, there's this 23% likelihood of a 100 basis point increase. Type a 1 if you think the Fed has the opportunity to go higher than 75 basis point. Type a 2 if you think the Fed is going to stick with the plan and still go with the 75 basis point. I'm very interested in what you got to say. And actually, Joey, put a poll up there if you want. In the expected rate hike, do you think it's going to be 1 basis point or 75 basis point? A lot of people are saying stick to the plan. I want to see from a poll what you guys think. I want to see from a poll. A lot of people are saying 2. John says stick to the plan. Tom says 2. Frank says 2. Ray says 2. But I see a lot of people that also say one. Lou says Fed must go higher on interest. And I don't disagree with that. And he already made mention that what he's doing will cause the economy pain. You got to do what you got to do, and we have to, be prepared for it. I don't want anybody to be blindsided by what's going on in the market. JPM expecting credit spreads to continue to come under pressure. Glenn, didn't Powell call you and ask you what you would do since you've been right for almost 2 years? He didn't call me. Joey was supposed to reach out to him to see if he was going to call me or not and set that.
I left a message.
There's the poll. All right, so you can't go 2 bases. You ain't going to go 2 points. But I will see. In the poll, answer in the poll what you think about the rate hike. It's not, I don't think he's going to do 2. If he does 2 basis points, Joey, we're going into the depression. If he does 2 basis points, we're going to go into a depression. All right, so what else is going on?
Option.
Home builders lower prices as sentiment falls for the 9th straight month. People are backing out of home deals, all right, because of the mortgage rate. And because they see that going on, home builders will be like, yo, I need to get people into these homes, so we're going to lower the prices. Now, this makes it good for those who are buyers of a new home right now. But even if you are a buyer, you're still going to pay a higher mortgage rate. Is that worth it? Is the price being lowered worth it for you to buy a new home? How many of you would buy a new home right now? Type a me. If you would not buy a new home right now, type a no. All right, the Fed rate hike, I believe, is Thursday. It's either Wednesday or Thursday. It's the 20th. Oh, is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. All right. Hasn't the market already baked in the rate increase of 75 basis points? And Tony, I've been thinking that yes, but what does the market do every time it raises the rates? Market continues to move down. So it may be baked in to a certain degree, but the market is like, yo, I don't like this. So I hear you. But a lot of people saying that they would not buy a home right now. And JDT says nothing is ever priced in. I don't know if I agree with that, JD. I think that a lot of times some things are baked in, but I think that when the reality sets in, even though it may be baked in, it's still bad. It's still perceived as really, really bad, and I think that that's what happens. No, unless the house is an excellent deal post-inspection, says Glenn. All right, so I wanted to see what you guys thought, but the story, Zealand on Facebook said no. Steven on Facebook said no as well. Michael, hi to you as well. All right, so home builders, I'm going to have an ETF on that as well. Now, some of the stocks that have been making big moves today. AutoZone, 3.9% pre-market action after they reported better than expected profit and revenue. Why is that? Well, maybe people are not buying as many new cars right now, except for electric cars, possibly. We'll talk about that in a second. But, people are trying to maintain their cars. Joey spent a lot of money on his truck recently, didn't you, Joey?
I did.
Yeah, he spent a lot of money on his truck recently, and I think I'm going to be in the same position where I'm going to do the same thing. This is why AutoZone is moving higher. People are looking to maintain their existing cars rather than buying into a new car. Fed rate hike will be announced Wednesday. Thank you, Jeff, at 2 p.m. It's Wednesday at 2 p.m. I suspect that 90% of retail investors know that interest rate changed until it's announced. They will panic every time. And so when you say that it's priced in, that's a great statement there. To say that it's priced in, I think that it is, but the reality is once you see it and it becomes real, you don't like it. All right. SPY is working on a neckline retest for fail. We'll take a look at that. Wait for car prices to come down. When we talk about that, we're going to, excuse me, if car prices come down, people will be more entailed to go buy. Take two, slid. Pre-market after Bloomberg reported that a hacker released gameplay from its upcoming Grand Theft Auto game online. So that's going to be a bad thing for Take Two. Bluebird. Now, this is a pharma stock that I've been talking to you guys about, especially from a phase 3 perspective. It rallied 7.3 in pre-market after the Food Drug Administration approved the company's gene therapy for rare and lethal brain disease in children. Bluebird is a stock that I do want you to keep your eyes on. Website Wix jumped 4.5% after Starboard revealed a 9% stake in the web development platform company. That's like Celsius. When Pepsi bought a big stake in Celsius, it moved up, like Highcroft Mining when AMC bought a stake into that. So when big companies do put money behind a lot of other companies, it will cause the stock to join up. Everybody knows what's going on with crypto. We're going through a crypto winter. Coinbase fell 5% as the multi-month lows for cryptocurrencies weighed on the sentiment for the crypto exchange operator. I'm just, when it comes down to crypto, I'm not a big fan of crypto right now. Do I think it has good upside potential? The answer to that question is yes. But as of right now, folks, it's a tough time to be in crypto. MicroStrategy, the business analytics company, which has billions in Bitcoin on its balance sheet, also fell 4.9%. And a lot of companies, I've said in a lot of other videos, that crypto is something that does need to be taken seriously because there's a lot of companies putting their hands into the crypto basket. And a lot of the companies that now do have their hands in the crypto basket are feeling the effects of the crypto winter. FedEx, we all know what happened. The CEO last week says that we're in for a global recession, and that affected the stock big time, plunged 21% in Friday's trading. NCR, pre-market on top of a 20% plunge Friday after Morgan Stanley downgraded the stock to equal weight from overweight. It's interesting how these big money people can affect the stock's price adversely or to the upside based upon what's going on. Adobe, Wells Fargo, downgraded the software from equal weight to overweight, saying Adobe's planned acquisition of Figma is a good product fit, but the $20 billion price tag leaves little room for error. So we'll see what's going on with Adobe. Another pharmaceutical, Theravance, has initiated a $250 million stock buyback program. As part of the program, it will buy 9.6 million shares held by the pharmaceutical company. Is that good, bad, or indifferent? Well, when companies have hard times or they're settling on hard times, buybacks becomes part of that. And GSK added 3.2% in pre-market. So these are some stocks that are making moves right now. We'll take a look at them. And last but not least, you know how I feel about the EV space, folks. I think that it's a good spot for you guys to make money. Whether you agree with how it's being done or the grid or the prices or the batteries, there's a lot of things that people push back on when it comes down to electric vehicles, but there's a demand for it. And you'll see that more and more major car manufacturers are going towards the side of EVs. It is an opportunity for you guys to make money. Electric vehicles took off. Car makers weren't ready. Folks, people are moving up and going towards. Ford says they were cutting out people to put more emphasis onto the EV space. Mercedes and Rivian are coming together to go after the EV space. And not only from the side of regular vehicles, but from the side of commercial videos. I did a video on that as well. So it's a space that you guys can make money, and I'm going to show you a quick way to be able to do that. So folks, you do want to stay with us all the way through the end of this presentation, and if you haven't already, please share it. Hit the like button if you find this information useful to you, but share it in your social circle so that other people can get a glimpse as into the work that we're putting in here at VectorVest for you guys as well. All right, let's get into the software, and let's start off with what the major indices are doing. The VIX is rising. Why is that important? That's important because as the volatility goes up in the market, we're going to be more susceptible to swings. We're going to be susceptible more to swings. And as long as it's above the value of 20, we have a heightened level of volatility in the market. It's up 1%, trading at 26 62. Russell is down. Why? Because people are getting out of the riskier stocks. We have more stocks going down than going up. People are taking their money out of the riskier stocks, and UVIXI is a way not to play right now unless the market, just not right now. So when I look at that, let's go to the graphs, and I want to look at all of the major indices right here. Tony says, your shows are great, Glenn. You know something? I appreciate that. I appreciate the support that you give us. Thus, the reason why I ask you guys to, one, hit the like button, two, share this live content to get more people into the room so that they can see what's going on and help them make money in the market as well. Glenn, fried eggs or scrambled with your bacon? Fried eggs, fried hard, no yolk. Last rate hike, stocks took a dive. Will this be will this time be the same? And you know something, Coach? I think yes, but I do think that the market is coming to a level with the decline right now that the market is starting to look for a bottom, and we have indicators that let us know when that happens. So I'm going to take a look at that as well. But if I look at all of the major indices right now, all of the major indices fell this morning and rebounded, and as of right now in our live presentation, the market is moving sideways. And a lot of that is going to be built upon what people are thinking that the Fed is going to do. So I'm looking at, for the next couple of days up until Wednesday, the market is going to go through this little sideways motion, and then it will react on Wednesday when the Fed announces the rates. Everybody on board with that? Type of 1 if you understand that, type of 2 if that makes absolutely no sense to you. But I think that the market is going to go through this little bit of a lull for the next couple of days until the Fed comes out and says what they're saying, and then the market's going to react. And I think that the market is going to react adversely. So let me tell you why I feel that. Let's go to the market timing graph. Not that one. Let's go to, here is the market, or our VectorVest composite over the last 3 months. Folks, here's the downtrend. Now, even in the most recent rebound for 4 days, and I stated that based on our indicators such as the MTI and the buy to sell ratio, that this was going to be short-lived, and holy smokes, was it ever. So we did break out of the downtrend stemming from the August high, right? We did break out for 1 day and very quickly came back down. And right now we did break through a level of support on our VectorVest composite at 54.12. What does that mean? Well, right now it's now serving as a level of resistance. Let's see if the market's got the wherewithal to move back up. Now let's talk about what you'll only find in the VectorVest software by our 2 indicators, the MTI and buy to sell ratio. Let me make these lines a little darker for you to be able to see them. Now, these are indicators only found in the VectorVest software, designed to help us define when the market when the market is looking for a top or a bottom. These 2 indicators, when we fell right here, and for those of you who are brand new, these indicators, well, the MTI is cast on a scale between 0 and 2. On this potential bottom that we see right here, now we're lower than that, the MTI was at a level of 0.60 on that date, which was 9.6. When the MTI gets to a level of 0.60 or below, the market is starting to look for a major bottom. This is why I said this rebound was going to be short-lived. When the buy to sell ratio gets to a level of 0.20, the market is starting to look for a major bottom. Notice it only got down to 0.28. Our indicators got close, but it was no cigar in regards to identifying a major bottom. Now, I want to take you guys back to other times when that has happened. Notice this bottom right here. Let's go back, and that was on 6/16 of 2022. Bottom, and then we started rebounding. MTI was below that level of 0.60 at 0.38. The buy to sell ratio was below that level of 0.20 at 0.04. What did the market do after that? It middled out, but what did it do? It took off. That's when we can identify a true level of a market bottom or a major bottom. It didn't happen here. Let's go back to this point right here after the market fell. All right, right here on 5/12. The MTI below the level of 0.60. The buy to sell ratio below the level of 0.20. What did the market do? It took off, but it found resistance at a level. Of 58.27, pulled back down, and did it all over again. Folks, these indicators, the market timing indicator, the buy to sell ratio, as a VectorVest subscriber, will definitely let you know when the market is looking for a major bottom, and that didn't happen here. Now, let's look at the most recent time right now. As of today, where's the MTI? Not quite below that level of 0.60. Where's the buy to sell ratio? Not quite below that level of 0.20. What I'm looking at right now, the market is falling. Absolutely. The market's going to have a propensity to fall even more, even if the Fed raises 0.75% points or 1 full basis point. But when that happens, if that happens, we're still trending. If that trending down, if that happens, these indicators will let us know that the market is starting to look for a major bottom. All right. For those of you who may be new, if you found that useful, hit that like button, because here at VectorVest, you'll hear me say it a lot. We do the work. You reap the rewards. Folks, we're doing everything that we can to help you guys make money in the market. That's what you're here for, right? You're here for that. Especially my new people in here, if you found that useful, let me know by hitting the like button, folks, all right? Buy Oxy, you won't regret it, says Charles. You know something? Warren Buffett has put a lot of money into Occidental Petroleum. I don't disagree. I still think that energy is a good way to go long term. It's been tough, but I still like energy. I still like natural gas as potential ways to buy. Joey, can you ask Glenn to extend his support line, please? My support line, VectorVest drew this for me, but if I go back in time, let's go to a 1 year. Yeah, I got my next support line is right here at this low. It's not real dark because it's only been touched once, but I do have a support line here at this low, which is at the value of 5109. So right now, as we broke through this most recent level of support, I do have more downside to the level of 5109. All right, the June low, there you go. I got you, which is 5109. I got you, Mash. All right, I got you. All right, so that is the next level, to the next level. And as a matter of fact here, let me make that stand out a little bit more by drawing a horizontal line. There's my next level of support from the June low. Again, sitting at the price of about 5104. There you go, Mash. Do you like that particular space inside the EV? I like the EV space, and I'm going to show you guys right now how to take advantage of not having to hone in on an individual stock in the EV space, but to play the whole space. So that's a heads up in regards to what's going on in the market now and how to effectively trade it. The market is going down. I still think that the market has some downside. The VectorVest system shows me that the market does have some more downside. Just be prepared for it. Now, just because I say it, does that mean that the market can't rebound? Absolutely, it can. There's another support line going bottom left. No, that's not a support line. That's to move this stuff up and down. That one is not a support line. Mash, that one is not a support line. But if I go out even, that's a 1 year, graph. The only way I'm going to be able to find more levels of support some way back here. I'm not looking for us to hit COVID support levels. All right, that's back in 2020. I'm not ready to hit that. But this one that we've got now at this 5101 is a really good level of former resistance, current level of support. All right, so that's what I got. Maxon is a stock that I do like, Hassan, and we'll take a look at that. All right, let's go back to the viewers. So that's an overall view of what's going on in the market. Oh, that's what you're looking at. You talking about this support line? Let's go put this back on the 6-month graph. Sort of like, oh, that's already here. Oh, extend that out. Actually, if I really draw that mash, we're below it. That's a, what do we call that? That's a wedge, and we broke to the downside of the wedge. And we did break to the downside of the wedge. That was from the June low. Another reason why I think we've got more downside, folks. Another reason why I feel we have more downside. So this overview of the market, how many of you feel a little bit more comfortable on how to invest in your stocks right now? Type A1. How many of you feel a little bit more comfortable about how to invest in your stocks right now? Type A1. All right, so now it's a rising wedge, but you know what else we have? We have a descending triangle. You see that? We have a rising wedge and a descending triangle. From a descending triangle, though, the breakout follows the prior price trend half of the time, meaning sometimes it acts as a reversal. And you know something? There's the descending triangle, but the rising wedge, the market's like, we got to have a break point at some point. We got to have a break point at some point, and we'll keep our eyes on that. Let's talk about some stocks, though, all right? Here's my stocks for the big news. Now, the first thing I want you to take advantage of is if you're looking at mortgage, you know, I was looking for a contra for home builders, and, you know, I couldn't find one. So the biggest thing that I can suggest to you about playing the home builders to the downside is to look at stocks like Lowe's and Home Depot and either short them or buy puts on those. All right. The only thing that I had for home builders was a positive or a bullish ETF. Now, could you short it? You could if you wanted to. I would rather you have a contra, but I couldn't find one. For those people who are looking at the EV space, instead of picking a NIO or a Tesla or a Lucid or any of that, if you think the space is going up, how about take the ETF on it? Kohrs. It's a way to play the whole space. I still think that it's got some upside because the demand is high on the EV space. So if you're going to play that space, I would look at an ETF called kohrs. I would look at an ETF called kohrs. Sorry, I am fairly new to the stock market. Why can't they just raise the rates and get it over with? The waiting is, and they are, B32, they are raising it on a scheduled basis. All right. The only way to get around that is just to say, I'm going to raise the interest rates a whole lot at one time. And the problem why they won't do that, B32, is because that would crash the economy. What the Fed is trying to do is trying to raise the interest rates to go after inflation, but keep the economy intact. Does that make sense, B32? That's what the Fed is trying to do. And they are walking a tightrope to do so because as normally you raise rates, you raise interest rates, you want the economy to shrink. The economy is shrinking, but it's not shrinking enough. So that's why the Fed is continually buying, raising the rates. Short home builders, DRV, is that what it is? That's real estate, though. I'll put that in here, but that's more so for real estate. And there it is. If you want to be bearish on real estate, the DRV. So I'm looking at the home builders specifically. That's why I have XHB. All right. But from a real estate perspective, which goes along with the builders, you know, if they're not buying home, DRV may be the way to go. Does that make sense, Mitch? All right. So I thought about that, but I thought that it was pulling away from the home builder whole idea. Does that make sense, Mitch? But I'm for that. I'm for that. For if real estate is being affected because of the home builders, I like that as a contra ETF. I really was looking for a contra ETF for home builders, but couldn't find it. AutoZone. Now, out of all of the stocks that we looked at that were moving, first thing I want to look at is what stocks have good upside potential. Lowe's and Home Depot are up here, but I think that they're going to be affected adversely because of what's going on with the builders. So yes, they are fundamentally sound stocks that will take a hit, FedEx, look at that. Good upside potential, but bad PR because of what the CEO said. Peter says, I am new. When you say short or puts, which would be better in today's market? If you're not comfortable shorting, Peter, I would think about buying puts. And you know something, from an options perspective, options are less riskier than stocks because you have a discernible loss no matter what you do. If you buy a put and the stock goes up, the most you can lose is the premium you paid. That's it. So from a more strategic standpoint in playing the market to the downside, I would go to the point of options anytime. Anytime. Does that make sense, Peter? Hopefully that does. Lithium, I still like, Stephanie. LTHM, I like lithium. I like uranium. Both of those, lithium for the cars, uranium for clean energy, especially as more and more countries are going towards the direction of clean energy and using nuclear power. Those are two that I really, really do like. And actually, I'm playing uranium right now. I'm playing URA. I'm playing the whole space. I'm not playing lithium right now, but I am playing uranium right now. Maria says, sound good, B32, but the economy won't be able to take the shock. Absolutely. So hopefully between Maria and myself, we answered your question and why they just don't rip the Band-Aid off right away for that reason. All right, so here's the stocks that are moving. A lot of them are sell recommendations right now. These are the stocks that are making the news. These are stocks that I want you to at least keep your eyes on, whether bullish or bearish. They're making the news and they're moving. Earnings this week, not a lot of stocks. We're coming to the end of the earnings season because October, November, December. Yeah, at the end of this month and going into October is going to be the new earnings season. Here's some companies that I did pick up that are having earnings this week. AutoZone, I think they beat. Let's go view the stock news on that. I think that they beat. Where did that one go? Sigh. AutoZone. Oh, no. That's not the one I want. Let me pull this over here. AutoZone, did they beat? AutoZone reports earnings beat sales growth in quarter four. Interesting that as they did that, the stock is moving down today. Welcome to comments, blah, 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 blah. No. They beat, but I don't know if the forward guidance was bad pushing the stock's price down. I don't know if the forward guidance was bad pushing the stock's price down. But Darden, Restaurant People, KB Home, Accenture, Costco could be a good inflation beating stock because people are looking to go find food at lower prices. Costco being a box store like BJ's and all that kind of stuff could be a good place that people are going to find lower, like I always say, to get the biggest bang for their buck. So just keep that in mind. Manchester United soccer team had earnings as well. And JD says probably bad guidance. I would agree, especially if they beat. All right, let's go see what industries are on the move. Let's go to Unisearch. Let's go to Delta Searches Industries. Let's go see if anything is really moving on relative timing. All right, let's go see. I think you're going to probably be hard pressed or big move. Look at that. Now, ETF shorts are about the same as they were 10 days ago, but look at this. Natural resources, ETF sector, natural resources. Nice on the move. Let's go see what stocks are in there. Let me go see what stocks are in there. And because not everybody is a subscriber, how about I'm only going to give you the top 5. Let's go see what's in here. What's in here? Uranium, oil, uranium, natural gas. That's what's moving. All right. I think that the natural gas situation is going to get ickier as we get closer to the winter months, especially in the UK. I am playing Boyle and I am playing URA. So I'm playing the both of those. But it's interesting that the software is showing that those ETFs are on the rise right now. Had a delta change of 5%, but over this week, over the last 10 days, look at that, 21%. Banks are on the rise. Bank foreign are on the rise. What else? Transportation ship is on the rise once again. What stocks are in there? Oh, man. How many of you playing transportation stocks? How many of you playing transportation stocks? I think I'm probably going to get into one. But look at that. Look at today. All of these are on the rise. INSW, Tank, GRIN, ASC, URN. A lot of these are not super expensive. Look at them. They all have good upside potential. Ooh, man, oh man, I'm liking this. Big move today is TK Tankers up 8.92%. And look at this, they're all buys. They all grow their earnings at a rate of double digits. I just dumped Zim. I'm not in Zim, but I am liking some of these right here. Keep your eyes on these. This industry is on the rise. All right, this industry is definitely on the rise. And I like the ability within the VectorVest software that no matter what's going on in the market, to go find what industries are on the rise. How about financial SPACs are on the rise as well? But I think I've pointed out some industries at your fingertips for you guys to keep your eyes on. All right. I'll take a look at Max. I'm working on it, Hassan. If you keep asking, I'm not going to look. Let me get through this, all right? Just because you keep asking doesn't mean I'm going to get to it any faster, my friend. All right, what else is going on? The industry ETFs. Let's go see where the money is going. Let's go see where the money is going. I've got ETFs that cover the full spectrum of the market. How about copper's on the move today, up 2.74? Natural gas is up today. Gold is starting to move. How many of you are trading some gold stocks? Type of 1. I got you, Hassan. Type of 1 if any of you are trading gold stocks. I'm going to show you something. If you watch the Daily Color Guard report, I'm going to talk about this right here, looking at the Huey, the gold bugs, and put this on a 1-month graph. How many of you are trading gold? I'm not a fan of gold still, just quite yet. Let's put this on a 3-month graph. Not yet. I still see it trending lower. If I'm looking at trying to play gold, folks, let's go get out of this downtrend. All right, does that make sense to you guys? Let's go. And, you know, it's great to try to front run it, but it's trending down. A lot of people in here are saying that they're in gold. I'm not ready for it yet. This is the gold bugs. This is the Huey. It's not telling me it's okay yet. It did bounce off a level of support, came right back to that level of the downtrend, went back down. The 3 and the 8 on the Huey is negative. I'm not a fan of gold just quite yet, and absolutely right. The dollar is strong. Before gold starts taking off, if you look at, I got some stuff for you. Let's go look at the dollar. Let's go look at GLD and let's go look at GLD, and I want to talk about that right there, Ramor. And let's go look at a performance graph. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to look at gold, and I want to look at the dollar, and I'm going to use UUP for the dollar. All right, I want you to see something and why I'm not ready for gold yet. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. There's the dollar. There's gold. Does that make sense? All right. Now, somebody said they think that the dollar's at a high right now. But does this make sense why it's not the right time yet to play gold? Type of 1 if you see that. Type of 2 if that doesn't make sense to you or you're going to do what you're going to do anyway. But this is definitely an indicator letting me know that I don't think it's time for gold just quite yet. Not until I see the dollar starting to lose off a little bit. And then you'll see the inverse. So for those of you who are playing gold, be careful. For those of you who are playing gold, be careful, be careful, be careful. I know you think that it's rising, but let the market come to you. Let it come to you. Barry says 2, and I'm okay with that. All right, I'm okay with that, Barry. Everybody's entitled, but I wanted to put it graphically, Barry, so that you guys can see. I'm looking for some kind of convergence between the two before I jump on gold, waiting for the US dollar to start going down. And absolutely, I love that we can look at a performance graph and get a better depiction of what's going on right now. All right, let's go back to the viewers tab. So that was an interesting thing about, I see that the gold miners are moving, but I'm not ready to play gold. I'm not ready to play gold right now. Would have been nice if you sold 414 on NEM. I got you. Speculative plays. I always bring some speculation to the party for you guys, for those who are speculative. Notice everybody was asking me about Maxon. I've got that as a speculative play right now. So let's go look at these stocks. Notice that the relative values and the relative safeties are both below the value of 1, but RT is above 1. Let's look at these. How many speculators out there? Type of me. If you want to stay away from speculation, type a no. How many of you do have a certain small portion of your portfolio set up for speculation? If you do, here's some stocks for you to take a look at. Notice that 2 of them are shipping companies. We saw that shipping is on the rise. I like that. it's in my income portfolio. There we go. So I wanted to see, would you please check Drive? I put that in the list right here of big news. I'll come back to the speculative plays. There's Drive. Drive from a bearish perspective, I do like it. Let's view the stock graph real quick. I do like it. Put it on a 3-month graph. There it is. I like Drive. A little bit of give back today. Look at that. A little bit of give back today on it. But if you're in it, leave it alone. If you're not in it, not only give back, but I'm at 2 levels of resistance right now. I really would like to see if Drive can break above that. But if you're in it, bouncing off this level of support, the 3 and the 8 look good. I like it. Open candle, but a lot of selling pressure. And from a technical standpoint, the stock is in overbought territory by way of stochastics. All right, so just keep your eyes on that. If you've got a profit on it and it can't break through these levels of resistance, don't be afraid to take half off the table. I still think it's got good upside potential, but right now, if it's showing you that it's in for a possible reversal, don't be afraid to take half off the table. All right, so let's go look at my stocks that I just talked about. My speculative plays, Maxon is in there. A couple of shipping companies are in there. Let's graph them all real quick. Let's go peep them out. Put this on a 3-month graph. And when shipping wow, look at that. Big move on Nordic American. Nice open candle. Very little wick at the top. Loving it. And good volume. But right now, from a technical standpoint, it could be overbought. If you're in it, though, on an end-of-day graph, wait for the 3 to go below the 8. Look at the 2 days that it went down, but it still stayed positive. And look at that. It nicely returned. Same thing with DHT. Love the equity curve. This one is looking like it's taking off like an airplane. Gotta love these shipping companies, but finding the right one is important. Going up on above average volume, RT is there. How about Maxon? Bottom left, top right. I like this one as well. Nice open candle today. Very little wick at the top. Above average. Watch though, from a technical standpoint, stochastics is telling you that it's overbought. Even if it's overbought, I'd look for the 3 and the 8 on end of day basis to cross to the downside before I got out. Another stock taking off like an airplane, bottom left, top right, after consolidating. I'd like to see, and today I see the 3 and the 8 crossing. I'd like to see it break above this level of the 3-month high, though. Stock is not in overbought territory, so the stock does have some good upside potential. And the last one is AMPS, another energy clean. Having a hard time getting above this 3-month high, in this case about a 1-month high. A lot of give back today, but the 3 and the 8 still are keeping you in the stock. All right, so those are my speculative plays. And last but not least, let's go to today's big movers. Let's go see what stocks are moving today. Here's stocks that are up at least 10% today. Good gravy. Now, let's go look at them on a 3-month basis to see if they still have some good upside. Let's view the stock graph. Let's go see if they've got some good upside. So big, wow, look at that. Nice big move today, but look at the closed candle, which means that the current price is lower than the open, and look at all that selling. So yes, it's up big today. I don't like it going forward. Next one, know before. Was this an earnings play? No, it wasn't an earnings play, but a big jump. Very little wick at the top. I like this. So it's up nice today. I like this, that people are still buying into it and not selling it off on big volume. I like this stock. Know before. And a little bit of consolidation, bounced off, 3-8 cross, big open candle. I like that stock, I cannot lie. Next one, ALLK. A lot of give back on this one. All right, the 3, even on the pullback, the 3 and the 8 held, followed through, but a lot of selling pressure. Be careful with that stock, even though it's up nicely today. Purple, this is all over the place. All right, be careful with this. Big jump up today. It's all over the place on big volume, but I'm not feeling that in the last one. CDE, mining, gold, silver, a lot of sideways move. Broke through a level of resistance, but came back below it. So I like that it's up nicely today. The 3-8 cross, I'd like to see it break through that level of resistance. All right, that's it, folks. Inflation story is high. These stocks that I gave to you today are stocks that you could look at to possibly buy into. But Joey, put me on my last screen, or actually, I don't know which one it is. Where is it? Joey, are you there? Sigh. We might just end from right here. CPRX. I'll look at a couple of stocks real quick. You wanted me really to look at CPRX, comma, and Mosaic, comma, and let's go take a look at those real quick. CPRX, I do like the stock. It had some phase 3 stuff coming on. I wanted you to keep your eyes on it a while ago. Pulling back right now. Love the graph. I talked about it somewhere up in here. Pulling back right now, falling below a level of support. If you own it, I would tell you 2 things are going on. The 3 crossed below the 8, and the stock's price is currently below the level of support. I wouldn't hate you if you took some of that off the table. All right, take that off the table. Take that off the table. All right, there's no ifs, and that's on an end of day graph. And I'm looking at Mosaic sitting in a channel, bounced off a level of support. I'd like to see it break out of that level of resistance of 55.80 and challenge that 3-month high. All right, now Joey, put me on my last screen. All right, why is the data on my homepage reflecting 9/16? Ronnie, something tells me that you have the end of day data, which only updates once a day. That's what it's telling me. How many likes did we get today? 72. Well, hopefully you guys felt, you can put me on the last screen, Joey. Hopefully you guys found this useful today. If you did, hit the like button. And always remember, bring your people that are in your social circle to the live stream. Folks, I love doing this stuff. And the whole idea is getting you prepared for what's going on in the market right now, finding some stocks to take advantage of, and getting a better understanding of market timing. That's what it's all about. And I'm glad that a lot of you stayed to the end today. That was a good thing, because I think it's important that you know how to manage your portfolios and maximize the profits. If you haven't watched Friday's videos, I went into a lot more detail on how to manage the stocks that you think are good, how to manage them to maximize your profit. If you haven't watched it already, please go take a look at it. I think it's a viable video that everybody in here needs to watch, because a lot of us have stocks that we feel are the best stocks since sliced bread. But you know something? Sometimes there's a bad time to be in a good stock. And this video talks to you about how you should look at managing your portfolio. Don't forget, on September 30th as well, we do have a masterclass, an investing masterclass. Go to www.vectorvest.com/masterclass. It's a 1-day event. I will be giving a talk in there, but it's our next big event. You don't want to miss it. www.vectorvest.com/masterclass. You don't want to miss it. Joey put the link in there. Folks, it's free. Click the link and just sign up for it. We'd love to have you there. We got 91 likes today. I'll take it. All right.
Hey, did you not see the poll?
No.
No, you don't see it?
What was the poll?
So 113 votes, 55% said 0.75, 38% said 1 point, and 6% said 2 points. So
6% of the people actually said 2 points. MOS, a dark cloud cover? No. The MOS right here is a bullish engulfing after a hammer. All right. That's a bullish engulfing. So it does have some upside, but I needed to break through that level of resistance. So it's not a dark cloud cover. It is a bullish engulfing, and the prior candle is a hammer. So MOS does have some upside, even though it's sitting in a channel. I'd like to see it break out of that level of resistance. All right, we got 96 likes. Beautiful. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And actually, somebody subscribed. Thanks for subscribing. Kian, thank you, Stream Elements. Who's Stream Elements? You know something? I don't care. Thank you for being here, Stream Elements. Thank you all for being here and supporting the channel. Until the next time, folks, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, shalom, shalom, namaste, yasu. Till next time, folks, see ya.